Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Oh, the passing of the stone, the passing of the stone. I was going to bring the stone in and show you guys, but
did you save it?
Well, I have to save it. As our next guest will probably tell you, we are very, very excited. This is not the same urologist that I mentioned that I spoke to in New Orleans, Louisiana. This is another urologist that Rob has reached out to. Is this the same? Rob, how did you come in contact with this particular gentleman?
He was in the mailbag a few weeks ago when we were discussing your amount of lava. Do you remember that?
Oh, okay. I get it. That too. Well, I'll be making an appointment. I have to. In fact, they told me at the emergency room I have to do this. This is Dr. Michael. Is it Maccini or Massini, doctor?
It's Massini. You had the Italian pronunciation right, but my family changed it sometime.
Massini. Michael Massini, a well-respected, accomplished urologist, offering a range of... This is great for me. This is so great for me. Accomplished urologist offering... a range of personalized services for men and women at Spokane Urology. Dr. Massini is known for prioritizing patient education, comfort, and quality of life. Oh, comfort, doc. Oh, yes. Could I tell you about comfort there? So Dr. Massini was raised just north of Spokane and graduated from Mount Spokane High School before attending Dartmouth. Oh, wow. Fantastic. Up in New Hampshire, in Hanover. He then graduated with Alpha. Is that it, Rob, with Alpha?
Oh, that was, I'm sorry, I cut off the wrong part of the bio. Sorry about that. But he did graduate.
You'll notice that as a doctor, as a trained person that works hard and sweats the details, you'll notice that doesn't happen here. It never happens here. You know,
but we do specialize in comfort.
Yes, that's I know you do. Anyway, welcome, Dr. Massini. It's great to have you here, and I guess I should start by updating our listeners and my coworkers who know a little bit of it on my situation yesterday. Yesterday, I did the show. Went out to Cocoonville, even though I felt like crap, and decided that I was going to play golf with my mates. And made it through, maybe on adrenaline, because at the end of the round of golf yesterday, I was driving back home and I felt that pain again. And right when I got home, the pain felt like just when I went to the ER the other night, when they told me I had a kidney stone. And I was so out of it that I just lay down, fell asleep for a while. When I woke up, I didn't have any pain, which was odd. And then I had the urge to go winky-tink. And I went winky-tink, and when I went winky-tink, lo and behold, something the size, I think as Oscar described it yesterday, the quarter size of a Tic Tac, a little grain of rice came out. And you know, now I'm thinking I should get the stone to show you.
I'd love to see it.
I've got you.
I would too. I would too.
All right, hold on. Hey, Carla, can you bring me my stone?
Does she need like a wheelbarrow or anything for it? Hand truck?
You know. So, doctor, good news, I would assume, right? That I was able to.
That's great. I was waiting with bated breath to hear if it had passed. And thanks again for having me on. This is such an honor and a thrill to be on with you guys. I just can't believe, 2 times in a month that there's things pertinent to my field, and I can contribute like this to my favorite podcast. This is fantastic.
As far I've revered your profession for years and years anyway, and now to have a doctor that's talking about my particular. I guess you see a lot of kidney stones in your line of work.
Oh yeah, I got a couple of them on the schedule today. Yeah.
Oh wow, Ed.
Good.
The fact that hold on just a second. I don't want to be non-professional now that we've got a medical professional.
Not at all.
Carla, I need my stone. She might be in the shower, and I don't want to leave, but I want to show the doctor.
You have to get. We can pad.
Go get it. We can pad.
I'm getting the stone. All right.
So, Oscar, you described yours as the quarter size of a Tic Tac.
Yes.
Mike says his is about the same size. Doctor, what's the largest stone you've ever seen?
I mean, they can get as big as filling the entire kidney. I mean, the biggest ones I've removed, through the back are, 3 to 4 centimeters. So, something like this. I mean, filling the whole kidney.
Doctor, what causes
those ones don't cause pain usually because they don't fall. They can't try.
They don't pass, right? Yeah.
I've seen people pass ones up to about a centimeter in size, though.
Jesus,
which is pretty hard to imagine.
Doctor, it's genetic and it's also diet. Based, right?
Yep. There's diet stuff. Yep, for sure. Depending on the type. So hopefully Mike will get his tested and we can tell him how to not make any more.
Ooh.
He's going to see a urologist.
Or increase production if it turns out that it's something we can use.
No, it doesn't.
They're worth something.
You can't put them in cell phones, so they're not worth anything. What's the worst kind and what's the best kind of kidney stone?
Well, there are a couple kinds that can be dissolved if you change the urine chemistry. So I guess those would be the best. I don't know that there's really a good kind.
Oh, good to know. So there's not like granite and just kind of formica. That's huge. Is that red?
Oh,
bloody. That's a little gross. I might have not asked for it.
Sorry, I knew you'd say gross. That's why I didn't want to show it.
Don't you wash them? Don't you wash your stones?
No, I didn't wash it. What am I going to do? Wash it with a scrub brush, for Christ's sake? What am I going to do?
Take it down to the river, Oscar, and beat it against a rock like we did the laundry.
Maddie looks concerned.
Well, she should.
Get that thing tested. Yeah.
Really?
Find out what kind of stones you make.
Yeah. What communicable diseases it's carrying.
Oh, shut up, Oscar. So it's reddish in color.
Well, that's blood, Mike.
Brownish.
Oh,
that's something else.
Well, excuse me, Dr. Santana, we've got Dr. Massini on that I'd like to ask about without, yes. So what do you think? Just on cursory inspection, it's hard to see. But
that's pretty good. Looks like a 3 to 4 millimeter or so. That's a pretty good one.
So that would have caused the level. It just amazes me that something that small would cause that amount of pain. Can I ask you? Here's a general question for anybody that would have this: why would something that tiny cause that amount of pain? Like where it's from the top of my rib cage all the way down to my hip, excruciating pain.
Yeah, when the stone falls into the ureter, which is the tube that drains your kidney and takes the urine down to your bladder, when it causes obstruction, you get pressure that backs up in your kidney, and it's the stretching of your kidney under pressure that causes that severe pain because there's no relieving it until that pressure relieves. Either the stone moves or comes out. There's really nothing you can do.
And that's the thing. And Oscar, I was trying to tell Carla how you described it yesterday when you were talking about it on the show. You were talking about the fact that it's unrelenting. What is it?
It pulses. It comes in waves.
It just doesn't stop when you get it. I mean, there's no position you can get into or anything for that. And so that's why when I went to the ER, I was almost unable to communicate because I was just going, and then felt that same pain yesterday right before the thing. Between the time it leaves the kidney and comes out through through the pee hole. What is that?
Doctor, if we're talking too technical here, let us know. We can dumb it down.
Exit only.
That's right.
What is the time frame? Is it? I mean, once it gets out of there, I don't know. It seemed it was Monday night when I first felt the excruciating pain, and then it was Wednesday afternoon that I got rid of the stone.
Yeah, that's typical for that size stone. They can take weeks sometimes. Which is not recommended. When I'm seeing a patient, I'm not telling them, well, let's give it a few weeks. If it's big enough to take that long to pass, we're usually talking about going in and getting it.
We spoke, Doctor, about ways to sort of expedite the passing of the stone.
I was part of me was hoping you hadn't passed it, Mike, because I had a couple of suggestions for helping.
Well, for those people that might be going through this or go through it regularly, let me know.
Some interesting studies in the last few years. One was on the role of roller coasters in potentially helping pass stones. Specifically, they tested a model on one of the ones at Disney World that showed that it could potentially shake stones loose and help them pass. Probably the more fun one maybe to recommend to patients is there's actually a few studies demonstrating the benefits of frequent sexual activity 4 times per week can increase your rate of stone.
That ain't going to happen in our
2 to
house,
3
that's for
times.
sure.
And if you have sex on a roller coaster, forget about it. That thing is gone.
There you go.
Wow, that's stunning. That is truly
So
true.
not applicable at this point. The good news is, Mike, once you've had one, you have about a 30 to 40% chance of having another in the next 5 years.
Oh, hey, isn't that great news? Isn't that great news?
No.
I'm so excited. Well, they and when they said I have a stone at the ER, right? That means for now, though, just one, right? Just uno. They would have told me if there were multiples or.
I was going to ask you if you had a chance to look at your CT report, because you should know if there are any more in your kidney, because they won't cause any symptoms until they're trying to pass. They could be hanging out up there. So you definitely want to find out if you have any more lurking that you need to take care of ahead.
So I guess that's a question for my urologist when I have him look at the report there. Oh my God, it's so creepy. But Oscar has them too. And Oscar, you've had multiples, haven't you? Or did you just have one?
I just had one, Mike, and it was not as large as yours. And I'm jealous. Size is everything.
Sure.
And my doctor said next time don't. So I guess the second time around it's easier because you already expect it to be a kidney stone. So the anxiety that comes with the pain, where
That's
you're
a
like,
lot.
oh man, I got to give out my computer code so my wife can take everything as she's always planned. That anxiety goes away the second time around. He actually told me that. He said half the pain is the mental I don't know, and if you know what it's not like now, it's probably going to be the same thing next time. So we'll find out.
It's scary. And as far as I heard in my depleted condition when I was in the hospital the other night, I heard coffee, diet soda. Is there anything I can do to prevent this type of thing? I mean, obviously these stones are all different in a certain way. Does the dark color of the stone mean anything to you? Does that mean it's
probably calcium oxalate? That's the most common one anyway. That's about 3/4 of stones. So I mean, there's a whole list. If you look it up, there's lists that are a mile long of things that you shouldn't eat a lot of. But the high points are things like nuts, chocolate. Rhubarb is about the most concentrated.
Hold on, can you start again, Doc? Can you start again? Because I'll be hitting the buzzer if the buzzer will indicate I will not adhere to your advice. So tell me the things that I shouldn't eat to prevent kidney stones, and I will give you a ding if I can go through that. Oh no, I won't, because nothing works when we're doing this. That's the way I always forgot that. But as far maybe a ding for when I am going to go for it, and then a non-ding when I'm not going to go
Buzzer.
for it. So tell me the things that I should not eat. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so chocolate is a little bit of a no-no.
I'll be eating chocolate. Sorry about that.
Nuts. Most nuts have a lot of oxalate in them.
I like nuts.
Nuts.
So spinach, kale, a lot in those. Asparagus, broccoli have quite a bit in them too.
That's 3 in a row. Spinach, kale, and broccoli. Carla, she was working out.
I'm just curious, Doctor. Is it really bad for him to eat asparagus, or just in your line of work, do you like people not eat asparagus? Just for comfort at the office. Okay, that's what I thought. Personal preference.
Well, listen, I guess the advice that I had was to see one of you guys after this, and I guess he's probably going to tell me all the same stuff that you have said, and I know you have to be in surgery, so we have to let you go. Can you please any final words of wisdom from Dr. Massini out in one of our favorite places where we'd like to get out there, Spokane?
I was going to say, happy to be the official Mike O'Mara Show urologic consultant. The way things are going, I look forward to our next chat after we have a more serious Winston or Ball Crusher McGee incident. With that, and I look forward to doing your Euro lift at the Spokane live show.
Oh my God!
Thank you very much, Dr. Michael Massini. Go to your surgery. Thank you for giving us the time. We appreciate it. He's got his scrubs on already, so he's got to go there and do his surgery. And thank you very much, Doctor. We appreciate it. We'll come back with a very special interview. Rob, you can start the show, my friend. Thank you very much.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business. From the entertainment capital of the world.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
We are live from the Podcast Village studios at our nation's capital. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. Heard everywhere: Paradise, Montana, North, South Carolina, Pixley, California, Pickering Beach, Delaware, Corona, Queens, New York, Bouillon, Belgium. The Mike O'Mara Show is on now and brought to you by Freshly. We've all spent a lot of time at home in the past few months, a lot. And at first it was kind of fun cooking at home. Well, now, if you're like me, you are plenty tired of cooking all around the clock. Enough already.
Too much already.
That's where Freshly comes in. Just ask Oscar. You live on it, Oscar. I know that. You enjoy your Freshly meals, and you're eating one right now. Freshly understands that food needs to be delicious, healthy, simple. With Freshly, you can avoid the grocery store and enjoy fully prepared dinners delivered fresh, not frozen, right to your door. Freshly chefs and nutritionists do all the hard work. All you do is heat for 3 minutes, and dinner is done. Just choose a plan that works for you and take a break from all that cooking, whether you crave comfort foods, feel better foods, or something from your personal home bistro. Freshly has what you want every time. You're going to love Freshly. Yes,
my
join the
go-to
almost. Yes,
is
go
the
ahead.
portobello mushroom steak this week.
Yummy in your tummy.
Fantastic.
Wow, that sounds good.
Join the almost 1.5 million satisfied Freshly customers and skip the shopping, the prepping, the cooking, and the cleanup. Freshly is offering our listeners $40 off their first 2 orders at freshly.com/TMOS. Don't wait. That's freshly.com/TMOS. It was great to have Dr. Mancini on, not Mancini, not Henry Mancini. Dr. Mancini was on, and so yesterday afternoon, it was over. At the end of the show, I didn't say this until, I jokingly asked my wife for an Oxy because that was the most pain that I felt all day long. And then I came in right before the thing ran its course, so to speak, and felt it there. And then it was over. It was the most amazing. I'm sure you relate to this, Oscar, that it's the most amazing feeling in the world. Once that's done, you realize
it's
that's
instant.
through.
Unmatched.
Is it instant? As soon as it passes, the pain is gone?
It was before, actually. I felt the urinary urgency.
Yes.
And then, but what I was so banged up when I came home yesterday afternoon that I took a pain pill and then lay down and actually fell asleep. You're in so much pain, you just want to drift off and go to sleep, and it really is taking a toll dealing with that. So that's what you do. When I woke up after maybe a half an hour, 45-minute nap, I didn't have any pain. It was weird. I mean, even with the pain meds, I would still feel a little pain, and that's when the thing went its course. And it's like this mini little joyous celebration that you have, and
the party of one.
And very cool. Yeah, it's very, very.
And
cool.
at risk of being too graphic, when you did, the whole journey, it was about 2 days that you were dealing with it. Did the pain ever shift? Can you feel like a different portion in your body?
It does just a little different, but still there. And a little lower. That's how I can describe it. So that's about as much as I want to talk about my pee for the next 10 years. Yes. Oscar.
How was your swing yesterday?
I shot 81 yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah,
That's
with
great.
half of it on Oxy.
That's what I'm saying. Like
totally
the
relaxed
nature, just like no big deal.
You're like John Daly out there.
I was kind of chill and relaxed, but it was just it was a little better than my average. I'm usually 82, 83.
Did you tell any of your friends that you were on PEDs?
Yeah, I told a couple of them, including the guy that was in my group.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to let him know that in case I had to beat feet and get out of there.
Right.
They're very, very serious about their money games down here.
Yeah.
But then came home and was just wiped. I tried. My feeling was I wanted to try to keep everything
normal,
as it should be, as normal as possible. Taking my kid to the bus, doing the show, getting out there.
Most people would take days off of work.
Well, I would have taken another day if I couldn't function. If the pain was that great.
Yeah.
Knowing what it is, is that, as you mentioned before, with the anxiety, is half the battle.
Yeah.
And that's the way I felt about the whole thing.
For the players, the club players tournament, or is it the players club tournament? I always think of the players club card with Telly Savalas.
Oh, sure.
That you have annually. Would
you mean the tournament?
Yeah, the tournament.
The invitational, as we like to call it.
Are you planning ahead for the invitational, maybe saving one of those oxys for the game?
Well, first of all, as someone who worked in the radio industry during the 1980s, I save all pain medications in a very special place that I call my kit. I save it all in my kit, and I have that. No, if we do a recon, we'll throw out meds, but I'm 61 years old. I've had my share of issues, and so there are probably I've got a rather significant treasure trove here.
Okay.
Because they don't give you a lot. I think
I don't pay any attention to rumors.
They don't give me a lot, man. Hey, Jack, how are you? Let me get this light fixed a little bit. Is that a little better? That's maybe a little better.
But I've never in my life thrown away a pain med. Always keep a pain med. You never know.
Yeah, but I mean, they do have a shelf life. They do have an expiration date.
Well,
Did
that's
you know
why
that?
I always use them. I check the date, and if it gets close to the date, I just have a great weekend.
Eat them all.
We got to drink this milk. We got to take these pills.
During this time we live in with the opiate crisis in America, I have to tell you, I hate them. I hate them. I like what they do for you, but they scare the crap out of me because when you start thinking about that, anything that gives you pain relief of that magnitude, like an oxycodone, I think that's what I had, you immediately start processing the time frame. They say once every 4 hours. Mm-hmm. That might be part of the deal, too, because you're thinking, I have to wait the 4 hours. Can't wait till that 4 hours is up. And I remember looking at my watch and saying, by 4:30, I'll be able to have another one because I took one at 12:30. And and that's just, it's horrible to be relying on that.
What do you do if you're a parent and you get, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but you, I've always admired this of Mike, that anytime he's gotten these pain meds, most of the time you don't take them. You're just like, I'm not dealing with this.
Fraction of them.
And it has to do a lot with this opioid pandemic where you're like, I've heard too many stories. And this is before there was front page news. Mike, for years, you've been talking about this.
Right.
And my question to you both have kids. You get wisdom teeth out because you hear a lot of these stories of these poor kids, these poor families that get addiction
with wisdom teeth
brought into their life when the opioids are prescribed right after that type of oral surgery. How do you stop them from, like, I don't know what I would do if I had a kid to say, hey, you don't take this at all, or do you give them Tylenol? Do you give them
first of all, it's great because I can trust Robert. But
you poor man.
No, when he got his,
has he been behaving well lately? Has he been flying, straightening up and flying right?
Fantastic, and his grades. He loves this homeschooling. He loves the distance learning. He's nailing it. He's doing great. Right. But when he got his wisdom teeth out over the summer, I think he really was just on Tylenol. I don't think they gave him anything stronger than that. And I can't remember now. Julia got hit hard, I remember, by the anesthetic, and she was wacky for a few hours following the surgery. But I don't think they lean hard on the opiates for wisdom teeth anymore. It's just, I think it's Tylenol and pudding and mashed potatoes.
Well, I will tell you that, the heavy duty stuff, I would assume oxycodone is about the heaviest is that like a Percocet? Is that
I think it's a Contin, really? I think is what you got.
Yeah,
I think it was
Oxycontin is the nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll go look at it.
Oxycodone, still in the same family. But
same family.
Good stuff.
It was oxy something, which
Oxycontin
tells me
it's
the oxy in front of it means it's dangerous. You have to be aware of that and mind your P's and Q's with
except
it. Except
for treating your acne when you're a young man or young lady.
What's that?
Oxy.
That's Oxy. Oxy
10. Oh, 10.
Remember that?
Yeah.
What do you? I remember the commercial. What do you want? A few less cents or a few more zits?
Do you remember that? Yeah. You know who
Remember
they
that
sponsored?
commercial?
They sponsored Casey's Top 40. Yes. American Top 40.
What do you
Carefree
want?
sugarless
a
gum.
few less cents or a few more zits? And they used that guy, right?
Yeah.
That Billy Big Voice guy.
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
On
So
there.
great.
Oh, my God. Yeah, because we have Nicky Diamond on the show today, and because he's coming up, I have to do this right now. We have a very exclusive interview, ladies and gentlemen. Did anyone watch the vice presidential debates last night?
I did.
The entire debate I watched, yes.
All right, very good. Well, what was everybody talking about? It wasn't the content of the debate at all. It was something that happened towards the end of the debate. But everybody is talking about the fly that landed on Vice President Pence's head, and I am here to tell you that we are very, very excited to have an exclusive that you will not get on any radio show, any podcast, anywhere. Please, can we bring in? Hold on, let me make sure that that's set to go. Can we bring in the fly, please?
Great video day. Great.
There he is.
Fantastic.
I'm surprised. Hey, Fly.
Hi, Mr. Fly.
Hey guys, how are you?
You got your 15 minutes of fame last night when you landed on that person.
Yeah, man, I landed on that white head of hair. Yay! That was fun. I also took a poop in his eye before he went to the debate. That right eye or left eye, I'm not sure which one it was.
What's it like to be on camera with a White Walker?
Yeah.
Oh, it was fun. I just didn't want to leave. I love the smell of his shampoo. Ooh,
Oh, dear.
That was wonderful. You know, normally we actually will land on something, then jump and land somewhere else and jump again and land somewhere else. But he was so incredibly frigid and motionless that I didn't have to move. It was fantastic.
You stayed on him for You stayed on him for 2 minutes and 3 seconds, Fly. That's amazing. He didn't move at all. What happened? Are you okay?
Yeah, we lost the visual on the fly. But we've still got audio.
I think we can hear him. Probably. There he is.
I didn't want you to see my face.
You're back. You're back.
Hi.
Mr. Fly, it is rumored.
Hold on.
Yes.
I smell poop. Oh, yeah. I'm so hungry.
Oh, dear.
It is rumored, Mr. Fly, that traditionally when you all land on something, it's something that's either rotting, sick, or something along those lines. What are your thoughts?
Oh, Mr. Fly.
Wait a minute.
Mr.
His
Fly
balance is off.
having an issue with his pedestal.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I should have probably come to rehearsal. Oh, Mike Pence. Mike Pence. Mike Pence. Oh. No, I'll land on anything if it's organic. I don't like plastics. I don't like landing on plastics. I like landing on something that I can feed on.
His hair was so magnificently white. Is that what drew you to him?
Oh, he had wonderful hair. He has such a calm demeanor. He's not like his boss, you know. I really like the guy. But, you know, I have to be full disclosure here. He smelled fantastic. It really kind of grossed me out. He was wearing Brute. He was wearing Brute. And I actually saw the lady next to him, too. And she looked like she had really long hair. And I wanted to land on it, but I ran into that plexiglass wall.
Oh, I know that plexiglass and all clear for sort of like glass, all those things, they really throw off your species, don't they? Piss you off a little bit?
I don't remember the moderator's name, but I wanted to land on her, too, because she smelled like that old Lady Rose perfume.
Yeah, I can smell that almost through the TV.
NPR that I don't remember, that nobody will ever remember her name, but Mike Pence. Mike Pence.
Now, you know, there weren't many people at the debate, Mr. Fly. I'm curious, did you have a hard time getting through security?
I didn't. I flew right through. Easy peasy. There was no problem at all. I'll tell you something, though. There were people in there. One thing about flies that you have to know, if anyone in any way passes anything, whether it's a kidney stone or gas, I know about it because I have very sensitive perceptions about things like that. And that room was just, I don't know whether people had Mexican food for dinner, but my God, it was a small group, but it was a ripe group.
Ripe.
Mr. Fly, yesterday on social media, you were trending and Jeff Goldblum was trending as well.
Well, I'm sorry, I was buzzing.
Sorry, you and Jeff Goldblum were trending on social media. Your work with Jeff Goldblum in The Fly.
Wonderful man.
Yeah.
What a man.
Can you tell us a little bit more about him and your experience?
I'd like to hear about it.
He's right on. I really liked working with him. He was fantastic. He was a little uptight about doing the scene where he pukes on his arm, the guy's arm to make the dissolve, because that's how we do it. We basically regurgitate on our food stuff and then make it dissolve and then suck it up through a straw right here. Right about here. Oh, yes, Ray. I couldn't get through to Mike Pence's scalp. But,
how come?
I think it was metal. I think he's a robot.
Really?
I think he might be a robot. No, I actually liked hanging out on Race Bannon's head. Johnny Quest.
When you were working with Goldblum, did you call him Jeff or did you call him Brundlefly?
Brundlefly. Why, I wouldn't even hurt a fly. Oh, there's that sound again.
Yeah.
Who am I, your personal assistant? Must be the same processor. Hey, Oscar, I'm really glad you got this. Right, Rob? That's right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's excellent.
So listen, I do have one thing I'd like to say to everybody.
Please.
And this is
Prepared
important.
statement.
I think it's really important for everybody to get out and vote. Please get out and vote. Do your duty. Do your duty, ladies and gentlemen. And, Mike O'Mara has very bad arm strength, so he's going to switch arms right now.
Understood.
Atrophied. It's probably hard to do this the entire time.
Yeah, the whole time. Yeah.
Hi, yes, sirree.
So you were talking about duty. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Mr. Fly.
Well,
You were talking about duty.
Yeah, I was talking to a bunch of friends of mine over at the dump the other day, and we were saying, we flies, it's a real simple process. We fly, we're larvae, we're born, we find a pile of poo, we hang out, we land on garbage, that's what we do. But we just don't divide. We're all together. We know we're flies, one for all and all for one. And in this divided country with you human beings, you have to be very, very careful to strive for unity. You're listening to me. Are you listening to me? I have to say this, that, you don't want to leave the world to just us insects, do you?
No, not at all.
You want the world to be successful, and you want people to get along,
Yes.
We should ignore our differences, and now I'm becoming
Your voice is different.
Also, Brondo has electrolytes.
There he goes.
Brondo has it has what plants crave. What flies crave is Mike Pence's scalp.
Yes.
Mike Pence's scalp. Anyway, he's a wonderful man. Kamala is a wonderful lady. And I wish them both the best of luck because I am an impartial fly. You know what? Everybody's poop smells the same to me. And
Really?
It smells like food.
Now, but do you think the GOP ticket can count on the six-legged vote?
The six-legged vote. That's funny. We have 6 legs. Let's see.
Right. Yeah. An insect.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see. I want to see if Rob's right. Yes, he is.
Hey, look at you. That was like a little cheesecake shot.
Fly, before we let you go, Fly, I hate to...
Oh, do me.
Stop it. That's no good.
Mr. Fly, before we let you go, I hate to bring this up because I remember talking to your publicist and said not to bring it up, but I have to. I'd be remiss if we didn't.
Right.
The Firefly Festival. What happened there?
Yeah.
Oh, what a cluster F. I mean, the organizers just rip people off. It's real simple. You never put your money down until you have the goods. Don't put the money up unless you get the commitment from the artists who are going to perform at the festival. Okay?
You are so
Really?
well-rounded, Mr. Fly, because just a moment ago you were speaking with, the philosophy of being a good American, and now you sound like a hardened showbiz agent.
Oh, absolutely. You got to get the commitment in paper from the artist before you're going to put on the festival. And wear a mask, you dumb idiots. We got a super spreader event at the White House. How stupid is that? If you don't mind your P's and Q's, somebody's gonna die, and then I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna land on your rotting corpse. That's what I'm gonna do. So make sure you do things correctly, okay? Don't be stupid. Socially distance. Wear a mask, and for God's sakes, don't put honey in that hairspray, Mike Pence. I gotta go, Rob. All right, you can play the music now because my arm is really, really sore. Thank you. We'll be right back on the Mike O'Meara Show.
Hey, welcome back to the Mike O'Meara Show, everybody. Brought to you by MyBookie. Football, baby. They're going to play this week? I think they are. Week 5 is here, plus postseason baseball and the Lakers and the Heat, which can only mean one thing. It's winning season at MyBookie. Here's a fact. A game is 100 times more exciting when you put some money on it. Whether you bet with your heart or bet with your head, MyBookie is your best bet this season. They've made it simple to win and easy to withdraw your cash. Hey, football fans, right now, they've got a $100,000 super contest for only $10 in entry fee, for a $10 entry. And they're giving away $5,000 in cash prizes every 4 weeks. You'd be crazy not to invest with that kind of potential return. $10 to win thousands? Come on. Use the promo code TMOS to claim your 100% deposit match all the way up to $1,000. It's an easy way to jumpstart your bankroll. NFL, NBA, and MLB, the Dodgers, the Padres, the Rays, and the Yankees! All play today. Get in on it. The most exciting way to support TMOS is by supporting MyBookie. It's never too late to get started on your winning season exclusively at MyBookie. Use promo code TMOS and double your first deposit now. MyBookie, have some fun, and we're so glad to have MyBookie on the show. Really, you'll enjoy it. Speaking of bookies, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's bring him in right now. He is the main man himself, Nicky Diamond from Pahrump, Nevada. Let's see what the book is this week. Nicky, is that web design this week that you have for us? That's interesting.
Yes, theory and technique, the cutting edge of web design. I'm starting Web Design by Diamond.
Very, very interesting. That's wonderful.
Yes,
and of course,
Will sign him up, baby.
That's very, very exciting. And obviously, I can tell from your backdrop that you are in the same apartment in the assisted living facility with your friend. Every week I ask, because I feel it's my duty to ask, is there any update on your friend who was in the hospital and allowed you to move into his apartment? Do you have any updates?
They said he's ready to come home, but I said, hey, let's be as careful as we possibly can. Just put another month in that place, all right, there, Ernie? Just make sure you're really feeling good.
Ernie.
He's trying to leave, but I need to sign something. We'll get around to it.
Okay,
oh, you need to sign him out?
Yes, I do. I signed him in. He's a small town.
Nicky, we've got a small bone to pick with you. While we'll always back you, the team is all signed up on mybookie.com. I'm sorry, mybookie.ag. Mybookie.ag. Use the TMOS code. Double your money, double your deposit. We've all signed up. We have been. We've been rolling with your bets for, I would say, the last 4 weeks.
Yes.
Now you've had hotter starts in past seasons. These past 2 weeks have not been that great. I've actually gone on the record and said this is the week to come back on the Nicky train because you're due, baby. You're due.
Thank you, Bermuda boy. And I got to be honest, I'm living so good here. You know, I'm getting comfortable. I need to be in the dirt. You know what I mean? I got the life of luxury here. Desert Green. We got bingo, golf courses. It's beautiful here. I need to get the edge back. I mean, I'm still going to stay here, but I'm going to go for it. Bermuda boy, I got you. I got the web design, the HTML, the codes, the other words. I got it all down. It's going to be a new week.
Oscar, are you saying are you saying that Nicky is not on his game
These
as far as
past 2 weeks,
pick?
ever since he's
a little soft,
and that's really he hit the nail on the head. His life has gotten so good, so fast.
Right. You think he's lost a step?
That edge of desperation, I think, has hopefully returned this week because he also has a reputation to uphold, right?
Yes.
I understand this. Now, are we keeping track of the... well, Nicky, I know you...
We look forward.
I know what happened last week. It smelled a lot like 1 and 3.
Yeah,
last week.
A fly landed on it.
One and 3. Nicky, we never talk about your process as far as, so many people that are in your line of work. I've seen documentaries on it that just exhaustive research with injury reports and with modeling teams' offenses against defensive, constant work.
Heavy
to
analytics.
Get this. Do you do the same thing that most of the people in your business do? Is it exhaustive research, or what is your process?
Are you a gut better?
Flip a coin, baby. Hope for the best. I look for which team is desperate, Mike. That's the theme. Which team needs it the most?
Which team is desperate?
Age, these teams, they go up and down, especially now. So you got to focus so much with this Corona stuff. It's hard for a team to keep their edge. So I look for a team like me who's desperate. And I found a desperate team this week, people. They benched their quarterback. They said, get out of here. You're a bum. We're 1 and 3, but the division, it's still out there. You can still win this thing. They're putting a new quarterback in. I'm talking about hail to the football team. Yeah.
Oops, I almost said it.
7.5, but they're going to cover that spread. They might even win. The Rams are overrated. It's the Merle. It's the sure thing. Football team. Hail to the football team. Hail. Football team. Yeah.
Wow, the football team's going to beat the Rams. That's a real controversial pick there, Nicky.
Cover the spread. Cover the spread.
Really, cover the spread. Yes, good luck. All right.
I like a big fan of Kareem Hunt this week. Diamond pick of the week. Cleveland Browns, you can't stop the running game. Chubb is out. Hunt slides right in there, baby. You won't miss a beat. Not like your show. One guy's out. Whoa, man. But whatever. It will not miss the beat. Kareem Hunt, 120 yards and a touchdown. Line him up. And now, Sunday night, the winning ass pick. Cardi B, Nicky D, duet for history. All right, the Seahawks, the Vikings. Come on, folks. It's Russell Wilson versus Kirk Cousins. What are we talking about here? This is like Tony Boy versus Tony Stark. It's no contest. We're going to go. The Seahawks, winning ass pick. They win big time. Web design by Diamond. Hit me up. I need to start this business to get another PPP loan. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick. Bye. Bye. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Football team. Football team.
There he goes.
Oh, I think he went down.
I'm not sure if he destroyed his camera. Hey, we got a little extra time here in this break, and I did want to. I wanted to send our best wishes out to a P1 and a guy that everybody's heard on this show, and that's our friend Paulie, who made it through the hurricane and really, dealt with the direct hit with that hurricane down in Cancun, and to our Louisiana friends. Oof. Oh my God, folks, my heart is with all of you. Being a Floridian and with somebody who normally is down here in Florida looking at the tropics all the time, I say to myself, if I got 2 in a row, it would really be time to reevaluate. And if you're in an area like that, I'm sure that the people of Louisiana are going through the same thing this particular summer with one after the other. And so my heart goes out to them. Now, Paulie, who is very active on social media, gave a little travel log and a pretty decent little summary of what they went through when they evacuated from
Did you? Was it me?
Resort.
I mean, I just read it once. He came off as fussy.
A big fussy baby.
I would not want to be the people that are wrangling those
the Paulies
folks
of the world. No,
it would be a little.
Well, it's not just
difficult.
the Paulies. It's people that have their hard-earned money saved up and they're on vacation, and they're saying, you know what? we're not going to let you stay at the resort. We're going to put you in an unair-conditioned dorm. So come on, get on the bus.
Well, it was hard to decipher what the story is. He was at a resort, and I think he may have been at the place where I had my honeymoon in Cancun, Mexico. And when that hurricane got so close that they had to evacuate, they sent them inland, obviously, to, well, at one point, didn't Paulie describe it as an abandoned building?
An abandoned dormitory, I think is what he said.
An abandoned dormitory? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
and,
with no toilet seats.
With no toilet seats and no air at all.
Right.
No air, no airflow. And then I guess they shut the hurricane doors and they survived it, and it was not a big deal. Now wait a minute, Rob. You go ahead and share what you're really feeling here. Did you think he came across as kind of meow meow? Is that what it was?
No. I'm just saying that he was pissed, and he should be, because the way that they were treated. When you're at a resort like that, there probably should be a better plan B than what he described.
You're in a third world country. Oh, in fairness to Mexico, it's a first world country.
Well, Cancun is an A resort
have you
town.
Been
they
there?
should have. I honeymooned there.
Okay. There's a place called the Hotel Zone, which is just a swath of land right in the heart of Cancun, where everything is pretty much new. It almost feels like you're in the States. You're like, wow, these roads are paved. Yeah. Everything's perfect. I could move here. You take literally 1/2 mile out of town, which I have been, because I remember during spring break, and I remember going with my father from the airport back, and he just wanted to see the local flavor.
Sure.
Okay.
It is not the same place.
I understand, but you're not hearing my point.
Yes.
And I know that because when I flew there, I remember seeing armed guards on the road when I took the bus from the airplane to the hotel. I'm just saying that this is an environment that is prone to weather. They should have a better plan B in place for their guests, I would think.
You say that, but think about this. In the States, where this is the greatest country in the world, we don't have better plan Bs for our populated cities when they have to evacuate, let alone Mexico.
So you thinking he's being a little racist there?
I was like, come on.
I'm racist against the hotelier.
It's infrastructure. Just because it's a nice hotel doesn't mean that they're going to have the right infrastructure. We can't even handle that here in the States.
I'm not a racist. I'm a Marriottist.
So Rob's concern is with the hotel folk that make all that money.
They do make a lot of money. You would think they would have a plan in place.
The model, the plan, though, is as good as you're not going to build a separate structure just for the once in a decade direct hit from a hurricane to do that. I get that. And it seems to me that they had one night in this dorm, weathered the hurricane, got back on their bus, and made it back to the resort, and were drinking like Mai Tais and air conditioning after that. I don't know if it's the same place, but I think where he was, where I had my honeymoon. I'm pretty sure that's where they were hanging out. The Excellence Maya, maybe. Right?
Okay, we were at the Marriott.
Riviera Maya or something like that.
But as Oscar says, they're all in a row.
They're all the same, too. They're all the same. They're identical. The business models for these Cancun and Dominican Republic resorts are all the same thing. They all have the multiple restaurants. They're all inclusive. That's the way these things work.
The Riviera, the Mayan Riviera is a different part. But you're right, where you've got the downtown hotel zone in Cancun, then you've got the Mayan Riviera. But, I mean, there is something to be said, in fairness to Rob's point, if I'm not just going to attack him all the time, that if you're going to take tourists that really would have a culture shock when they have to leave the hotel zone and go out and be like, oh my God, no AC! There's a hurricane outside. If they just communicated and say, hey, where we're going doesn't look anything like this.
Well, that's communication's the key to all
but we will survive. You will sweat. You will have probably just the worst evening or couple nights of your life, but you will be safe because the schools we built were built probably in the 1930s, and they look like Mayan ruins, and they're not going anywhere. They're going to withstand a Cat 4. We're going to be A-OK safe.
And then Paulie raises his hand and says, "Is there any chance I could drink anything out of a pineapple?" Oh!
There you go. Well, our best to him, and safe travels back home, and hope they didn't run out of chicken breasts or whatever they serve.
Where's the buffet?
Where's the buffet
Lobster
right now?
tails.
Hey, fantastic sheet cake cut in little squares.
Sheet cake. You win.
Sheet cake.
You win.
We'll take a break and come back with more fun on the Mike O'Mara Show. Old people all over the world now responding to that promo and understanding all those names.
Upper
Buster
demographics
Keaton
love fruitcake, Mike.
and Buster Keaton. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Brought to you by Stamps.com. As we slowly adjust to a new normal, we still need to be smart about how we do business. Luckily, there's Stamps.com to make things easier. Thousands of small business owners have discovered the benefits of Stamps.com in recent months and have kept their businesses running while avoiding crowds at the post office. You simply use your own computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send it. Once your mail is ready, just leave it for your mail carrier, schedule a pickup, or drop it in a mailbox. You get great discounts too. 5 cents off every stamp and up to 62% off USPS and UPS shipping rates, and no residential surcharges. Stamps.com is the best, saving you time and money while keeping you safe. Right now, our listeners get a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale without any long-term commitment. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in TMOS. That's Stamps.com, and enter the promo code TMOS. What a show today. Busy.
Jam.
Got the Mike Pence fly. We had Dr. Massini. It was just incredible. I passed
like the guy
stone.
from Frosty the Snowman. Busy.
Busy. So we do have time now to discuss Rob's hobby.
Yes.
I put that down there. You have a new hobby? Anything that's going to... Listen, my feeling with Rob and the show is that anything that gets Rob out of the house or involved in anything else other than the dog Luna and sitting in his basement typing on Facebook. By the way, Rob was the first one to mention the fly last night.
And it was a great moment because Julia and I were bemoaning the fact that he was standing up there lying all just over and over and over again, and she was about to bail on it, and so she actually was walking out of the room, and I screamed, "What's on his head?" And you hear in my living room, I heard, "Urch!" She raised, she says, "It's a fly."
This happened to Hillary Clinton last 4 years ago.
She had a fly
right?
land on her face.
Yes.
Yeah, but this one stayed for 2 minutes, 3 seconds. That's
Pretty
why
amazing.
it's important. Okay, so this is actually part of a long overdue show and tell. I've got a closet down here in my basement that a lot of stuff ends up in there. Just, if we don't know what to do, put it in the big closet, right? So I had to clean it out the other day because I was trying to get all my records in order, and I had a stack of records in there. And I found something that I mentioned on the show that I wasn't able to produce, and I have it for you now. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Should I get a timpani for this?
I'd love it. I'd love it.
All right, here we go.
What do you think this is?
It's a musical instrument.
It's not a musical instrument. It is a size of, I would say, a clarinet case, maybe. And
Yeah, that's why I thought it was a musical instrument.
Sort of a alligator-type print on it. But when you open it, you find out that it is my long-lost Mahjong set. Remember we were talking about Mahjong?
What are you,
for the
85?
From the Crazy
What
Rich
the
Asians?
F?
Look, no.
That's the worst.
Look at these beautiful tiles. I haven't seen this thing in years. Look, beautiful tiles of all engraved with Asian characters.
Audience is not responding well to this, Rob.
So
The audience is upset.
based on
They wanted a
the
better
recent
hobby.
recent interest in Crazy Rich Asians, I'm going to learn how to play
That movie
Mahjong.
came out 2 years ago.
And so we talked about this recently.
Recent interest. What is going on in
Look
your
at this.
home?
Look at this. Mahjong made easy. I'm going to be a Mahjong maven. And
Who are you going to play it with?
Yeah,
Well,
you
first
don't,
I have to teach
you don't
myself.
have anybody that plays Mahjong.
That's the thing, is that we'll start at the base.
You have
I'll
to get
start
out
with
of the
Julia.
house and go to the places where they play Mahjong.
Like parlors? Mahjong
I don't-
parlors?
Well, that's in the movie Crazy Rich Asians.
What are you going to play
In fact,
virtually?
I don't know.
I have another mahjong book too. See how to play mahjong.
No. This is that Asian thing you have.
This is that
weird Asian thing where you're like,
what weird Asian thing do I have?
You have a fixation on Asian people.
You see, and also there's racks that you can put the tiles on, and you see these little pins on the side of the rack? That's where you put the chips that you win when you win at mahjong. So you stack up your betting chips on the rack.
Where did you get that from? Like what?
Yeah, where did that come from, Rob? I'm curious about that.
I've had it for years. I forget exactly what drew me to buy it in the first place, and then it got in storage and I lost it, and we were talking about it probably 2 or 3 months ago about mahjong, and I said, hold on, let me go get my set. And I couldn't find it. So it was a great delight to find it.
Now, it's an Asian game, but isn't it also popular with old ladies? Isn't
very
it
much so. And also it skews a little, I think it skews a little Jewish old lady. I think it's a very popular game.
Well, that's true. And I think they play it down here, though. I think that the game originated in Asia, but it's very, very popular around the world with different cultures. And I'm just kind of curious.
It is the most popular game in the world.
And I do know this, that my
board game, table game.
My great-grandmother, who I never met, but my father says that oftentimes she would talk about her friends when she would go play mahjong with them, and they would say, well, her name is Doris. She has lovely tiles.
So, mahjong.
Mahjong.
So
and I think
you're not
you can
getting
play
out of the house. You're not leaving.
Well, I could play it outside.
You need to do more with your life. You need to get out more. You have to experience life.
I told
a little
Rob,
bit more.
Mike, this is perfect timing, and you were out the other day. I told Rob that he was talking about Carrie going back to work, and then I was like, well, look, in fairness, we have a short little vacation coming up in October. When we get back, we've had internal conversations that you now will cycle back into the studio, and Rob, gives you the perfect opportunity to find something else other than a centuries old board game to figure out how to play with yourself at home.
Well, you see, what would be great is if we could play mahjong at Podcast Village.
Okay. We got to take a break. Good luck. Congratulations
on
your new hobby.
I've got lovely tiles.
You know what? Here's the sick part about me. There's a part of me that wants him really to learn it and explain it to me. That's how bankrupt I am down here. Does that tell you I'm 61 years old?
I tell you what, when I'm when we have our few days off, I'm actually driving down to see my dad. And I'm going to use the opportunity to learn to play mahjong. Then we can Zoom, and I can teach you, and you can have tiles.
Well, you know what? Play it with your dad. I'm sure he's got a set too, but they're all nudes.
Nude mahjong, adult mahjong,
naked mahjong.
Now,
we play strip mahjong. Yeah.
We'll come back with the news you may not need right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. Nice hobby. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. According to the Declaration of Independence, we are all created equal. Politicians, billionaires, all have one vote. So do you. This makes you as powerful as any one of them when it comes to an election. It gives you the control over what happens in your community, your state, and this nation. It is your privilege and your duty to make sure that America lives up to its promise of equality. Make sure you're registered. Plan to vote on Tuesday, November 3rd, or vote early in your state if you can, or you can vote by mail. All the information you need can be found at vote.org. Exercise your right, please. You have a voice. Make sure it's heard. Tuesday, November 3rd. Vote, because the future depends on you. And I'm proud to say that I believe it's trending now that we will have the greatest participation in any election in our history.
Oh, I think so.
That's,
absolutely.
That's pretty special. So I'm very, very excited about that. And now let's go on to the silliness. No, that's not what I wanted to play. I wanted that.
News.
Now you can play the other sound. There it is. Celebrities are always making videos urging you to vote. I just did a PSA urging you to vote, but they never really work for it until now. A bunch of celebs just went naked to coax us to the polls. They include Sarah Silverman, Chelsea Handler, Chris Rock, Mark Ruffalo, Tiffany Haddish, and Amy Schumer. Borat shows up too. Who's excited about that next movie?
I am.
Borat?
I'm very excited.
But ironically, he's the only one who doesn't take his clothes off. He doesn't understand what's going on. Most of the action is shot from the shoulders up, but Sarah Silverman gives us a sexy hand bra. And she does. Sarah Silverman and Chelsea Handler are both very comfortable with their bodies, and I, for one, am very glad they
Chelsea Handler is forever recommending books while she's naked. This is something that she does.
She likes being naked. And Sarah Silverman likes showing the twins, too. It's very exciting, and it's all to urge people to vote. Mark Ruffalo, it doesn't really do it for me, but
he's in good shape for an older man.
Very, very good shape. But for Sarah Silverman, she wins the award. It says here she even frees the girls at one point, but they are censored.
You mentioned Chris Rock. Is he? He's XXX, right?
I'm just gonna get naked right now.
Yes, sirree. Oh, look at that! No. And it's all from the waist up.
Of course,
from like a shoulder shot. That's what. Yeah. Well, there was yet another hearing in the endless debate over Britney Spears' conservatorship. And her own lawyer. Yeah, this is.
She's
I don't
50.
know about her. Her own lawyer is saying that she isn't too sharp. The lawyer was in court without Britney, and he was speaking on her behalf. So the judge asked if he could have her sign a document to confirm her feelings. This just sounds surreal to me. But the lawyer said she didn't even have the brain power to handle that. This is odd.
Wow.
He compared her to a comatose patient in terms of her incapability of signing a legal document. He said that comatose patients can have their lawyers speak for them, and that should be the case for Britney, even though she isn't in a coma. Does this sound messy to you or hinky in some way to you? I'm just kind of confused with this.
And it should be done by now.
Info.
Mike, you've met guys and girls that are very talented at certain things, but at living life and everyday common sense, as my mom would like to say, sentido común. Which is...
I love that. Sentido común.
Yeah.
That's basically common sense in Spanish.
Yeah. So my mom...
Sentido común. Where's your sentido común?
So just like that, if we did something stupid or dumb, she'd look at you, deadpan, and she'd say, sentido común?
Yeah.
Like common sense, right?
Like, sentido común.
Don't be a
and then,
dummy.
by the way, it was also, you guys didn't even know this. Back when we debuted El Zol, they got help from other radio stations, and I took a weekend shift, and that was my name, Sentido Común. That was I was common sense. That was my DJ name. I said,
did you play music?
99.1 El Zol. Yo me llamo Sentido Común.
Sentido común.
Sentido. Me llamo Sentido Común. Sentido. Me llamo Sentido Común.
Yeah.
Sí. Hola, mi amigos.
Were you a DJ or was it a public affairs show? Was it a public affairs? Was it a public affairs show?
I was spinning the hits.
Oh, spinning the records. Okay, good for you.
Absolutely. I was doing a great job. Sí, bueno. Common sense. Well, but Oscar, it doesn't make sense what's happening
The
here.
lack of so when Britney lost her S.
Yes.
We all remember this. She shaved her head. She was barefooted years ago. Well, the person that we see on TikTok, we see on Instagram, may not be the same person that you see in a conference room or a courtroom because they've lived such a sheltered life. And maybe the lawyer's saying, look, she's really great at other things, but she's comatose when it comes to these larger financial matters.
Well, let me give you an example.
Okay.
I get documents from my attorneys and my accountants, and now virtually in most cases, that will say sign here, and they'll highlight the area where you sign. When it used to be the hard copy paper documents, which I just did, they'll give you the little stickers that say signature, signature,
like
signature. Well, you don't think Britney's capable of grabbing those things and signing where she's supposed to?
See, the way I interpreted it was more like she doesn't know what she's signing.
Oh, okay. Well, I probably don't either.
In fairness.
Carla probably, maybe I got done signing and, Carla looks at the guy that's in the office and goes, excellent. Excellent.
Well, I know we can count on one thing. The lawyer has her best interest in mind, and he's not greedy.
And he's billing for everything.
Count on it. Print it. Take it upstairs to the fat man. CableTV.com. Here's something for some listeners out there that might be looking for something to do. Rob, this could be your hobby. CableTV.com is looking for someone to watch horror movies for 24 hours straight. If they choose you, you'll get $1,000, a $50 Starbucks gift card, and candy.
Candy? I love candy.
No, they're not saying what kind or how much. Just candy.
You know what would make this horror movie great is a little bit of candy.
The best part is you get to pick the movies. They say, quote, anything goes, gooey gore fest, monster movies, folk horror, killer clowns, ghost stories. What are giallo films? Giallo. Giallo films? What the hell are those?
I don't know. Does it come with candy? Can we choose our own
Giallo.
candy?
Giallo. Maddie, do you know what giallo films are? Do you have any idea?
I have no
I'm looking
idea.
as we speak, Mike. I'm looking as we speak.
It's a film genre, Italian term designating mystery fiction. It's the Italian word for yellow.
All right. Well, of course, you have to live. Here's the catch. You have to live tweet the whole thing when you're doing it, when you're watching your horror movies.
I will tweet about the movie, but also tweet about the candy.
And moving right along, children everywhere won't have to be traumatized by sitting on Santa's lap this year for the sake of an overpriced mall photo. Most malls around the country are making their Christmas plans, and those plans do include Santa, but don't include sitting on his lap. They are planning to hold no-contact Santa visits, including masks, plexiglass dividers, and photos from 6 feet away. 2020, a sad year any way you slice it. Some malls will even have Santa sit inside a giant snow globe or be behind a giant picture frame.
Mm-hmm. Hold it. The giant snow globe, is it hermetically sealed? Because I picture something like from the old Batman show where Santa's in there and a red gas comes up and Santa's dead. dead, Tom.
In some areas, Santa will be available for Zoom calls with kids who don't feel safe coming to the mall. For kids, it's probably their parents.
Yeah, of course.
The big reason for doing this is Mall Santa's health, according to a guy who runs a Santa school.
God.
In Atlanta.
Santa Atlanta.
By the way, that's where all the good Santa schools are in Atlanta,
Santa
Georgia.
Atlanta.
Well, it's also the sweatiest Santa school.
Rob's got it.
Santas are typically in a minimum of 2 high-risk categories: over age 65 and overweight. There you go. So I got 4 years before I get to have a little money coming in on the side, everybody.
Exactly. Santa school.
Hey, start growing this out now, you know. I just wish it was a little thicker. That's all. Thank you. Hey, buddy. There is a 53-year-old gentleman, and his name is, by the way, if you've got kids around, be aware. This is a little bit
Heads up.
adult.
All right, be aware.
There's a 53-year-old guy named Norman Zalek. He is from Likens, Pennsylvania. Back in August, he sent a message to a woman on Facebook and asked if he could rent her horse. And as they chatted, he came clean on why he wanted to rent her horse, so he and his wife could have a threesome with it. He told the woman that he and his wife are, quote, open-minded and like to try different things, but they'd, quote, never been with a horse in any manner, and they wanted to. Well, the woman immediately turned the conversation over to the police, and they recorded a call between Norman and the woman where he offered her $200 for the horse. And even though the threesome never went down, he was arrested last week. I don't know what to say about a story like this. Sorry, that's all I
think the medical terminology is equansum.
Yes, it's not right. I'm glad
it's not okay.
It's not okay.
I hope they brought step stools.
Yeah. A stool.
Did they catch the Preakness last week?
We got to take a break. Sorry about that story. We'll come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Fruitcakes are still for sale.
Yes.
Just like the bartender said when Lassie brought him a cantaloupe. Hey, You seem a little melancholy.
It was fun watching Oscar get that.
You know what?
Second bounce.
That's where there's a bond between
Yeah.
you two.
He likes the dad jokes sometimes, yeah. he
Listen,
does.
I get it. Everything just seems sad right now. You can't seem to hit the strainer. The OxyContin makes it hard to read. And the most exciting part of your day was redeeming that virtual gift card for your leather toiletry bag.
That was fun.
Unrewarding. Don't you crave a bit of normalcy? Well, TMOS Fruitcake Futures. They will take you back to the good old days. Hop aboard the orange juice caboose and take your taste buds to happier times. That's right, there's orange juice in these fruitcakes.
That's the ingredients are secretive, but I will reveal them piecemeal.
One bite in these fruitcakes will remind you of a time when everything was right with the world. TMOS Fruitcake Futures. Buy them now and have something to look forward to, because our nuts have guts. We can, pecan. They taste even better than you remember them. Go to our website and buy as many as you like. Time is limited. I mean it. I'm not kidding you this time. You get them in time for the holidays. MikeO'MaraShow.com is where you get them. Yes.
There are 8 days as of today left to order.
Only
week,
8.
basically a week.
8.
A week.
Oh, boy.
A week.
All right, click it real good. How are we compared to last year? Do we need to do a super heavy push? Do we need more help? Do we need more help? Do
Mike,
we need more help?
always need more help. We're in the middle
Yes.
of a
More
pandemic.
help. Go crazy this week. You have 8 days. All right,
8.
this is my urgency voice. All right, hold on. Let me get the fly in here.
Okay.
Where the hell's the fly? All right, hold on. Fly's gonna
The
tell you about
fly.
it.
Fly.
Fly. Flies are-
TMOS Fruitcake Futures. Buy them today or I will eat Mike Pence's whole head.
Oh, no.
Thank you very much. And let's open up the audio vault for today. Thank you. Take it away, Rob.
Speaking of Mike Pence.
And all the girlies say I'm pretty fly for a white guy.
The fly. I told Carla as soon as that happened, such a sedate debate. That, as soon as the fly showed up, that was everything. Because that's
That was
what
it.
we are the
wanted.
nation of attention deficit disorder. And hey, it's a fly. That was it.
That's what
It was
made a
funny.
teenager watch the debate. And here's my favorite highlight from last night. And the analysis of the debate, here's Jake Tapper from CNN.
There were times during the debate that I thought that the most effective being on that stage to go after Vice President Pence was that fly that landed on his head.
But that's not my favorite CNN moment from yesterday. CNN has a reporter named Joe Johns, who is a White House reporter.
And he was guy, too. A longtime Channel 4 guy before he went to the network. Great
And he
report.
was standing, and I like when they do the outtakes where they're standing, and I just call it the White House yard. They're in the yard. They're standing in the yard of the White House waiting for them to come to them, and he's there, and a raccoon runs by. Now, you don't see the raccoon, but you see him react to the raccoon, and I think what he throws at it is like a bag that a light comes in. It's like a big brown canvas bag that he chucks at the raccoon, but this is how he handles the raccoon.
There he is. Ah! Now, no events on the president's schedule today, and important to say, the White House, especially from the raccoons, man. God, again, this is the second time. I guess the trap's not working, right? Hey, man. The raccoon came back. It always comes around right about when I'm going to go on TV.
Yeah, because the raccoon is following that.
That's great.
That's what the raccoon is up to.
That's so funny. He didn't like it. He didn't like that raccoon running
No, he doesn't.
around.
He doesn't like it. Now, if you're going to do a scam, think it through. Don't do it halfway, Mike. If you're going to scam somebody, know what you're doing. There is I guess it's a high school in California, Covina High School, and a couple of student-aged kids were going door to door collecting money for the Covina football team. That's fine if that's your scam, if that's your hustle, but be careful that you don't go to the door of the coach of the Covina High School team. And if he has a Ring doorbell, even better.
Me and my partner, we're fundraising for Covina High School football. And we're working really hard, sir.
Yeah, actually, it's funny you bring that up because I know for a fact you guys don't go to Covina because I teach there.
Huh?
I know for a fact you're not working with Covina High School.
But I play running back position, sir.
I'm a football coach there at Covina.
Oh, really?
He says, "Oh, really?"
I don't understand, sir.
I play a running back.
I play a running back. Yeah,
I play a running back.
So just think you're scammed through. That's all I'm saying.
Big dummies.
That's great. I love
And talking about football and thinking things through, Patrick Mahomes, who is sounding less and less like Grover, I think he's working on his voice. There's still a trace of it there.
What a quarterback. Oh, my God. Are they
he
Kansas
regrets.
City? Hello. Yes.
He regrets hugging Patriots cornerback Stephon Gilmore because he tested positive for COVID, and he said he just was caught up in the moment. But he regrets it, but he's taking care of it.
Knowing that I went up to him after the game and just gave him the high five like I've done my whole career, and not thinking about it. It was, a little bit of a mental lapse, just trying to show sportsmanship and stuff like that. But it's something that I think about every day. You have to think about that with her being pregnant and kind of that high risk category. And so when I went home over the weekend, I slept in a different bedroom and stayed away from her as much as possible. And until I've kind of gotten these negative tests back. And so I just try to do my part to kind of keep myself away from her and social distance. But the only thing good about being here every single day is I get tested every single day. So it's good at keeping track of where I'm at.
I'll give him that. It's good that he's being tested every day.
Hey, look, Kansas City, you got the franchise quarterback for a long time there. He is a good guy. He is a hard-working guy, and he is probably one of the most talented quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life. And he's also a guy that looks like he's enjoying every moment.
I love that.
This.
Yeah,
I'm such a fan of Patrick Mahomes. I love athletes like that. So I hope he knows he made a mistake. He knows he screwed up. But he's going to be fun to watch for years to come. I think it's great.
And we close with this, Mike. Who was your chef friend that he said, "Why do Americans accept bad food"?
Gerard Pango. I believe his restaurant was Gerard's Place, may still be in D.C. He said, "Do you know why you Americans get bad food? Because you accept it." Yes, that's what he said.
And with that in mind, I want to say condolences to fans of Ruby Tuesday's restaurants, because they have announced they are closing 185 locations. So if you're a fan of mediocre food, you're going to have to go elsewhere. And we close with their new advertising campaign.
Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday.
There it is.
See you at the salad bar. That's your magic audio vault. Have a great Thursday, everybody.
Rob, send me Piers, what's his name? Not Piers Brosnan, no. What's the Powers Booth from Tombstone? We need that at more than well, bye. That's it. Bye, Ruby Tuesday. See you later. We got to get out of here. And thanks to Dr. Massini, Michael Massini, the Spokane urologist, for coming on the show. Also, Nicholas Diamond and the Mike Pence Fly. What a show it was, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with another one tomorrow. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace. Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
I'm a phony! Just like you!
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
It's done, Joe. They packed your things. They're loading your car.
That was a hot mess inside a dumpster fire, inside a train wreck.